Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Uh, let's start our class. So today we will discuss the distance protection. That is to how the transmission line is protected using distance relays. So we know that if I consider the protection of transmission line, then it is protected. Uh, it is protected by one is known as the current, that is the overcurrent relay. This one. The other we have that is the distance relay, and the other we have that is the pilot relay. So if I use overcurrent relays, as we have discussed in earlier classes, so we can use any type of the relays. Usually we use IDMT, inverse definite minimum time relays. There are some disadvantages. The first disadvantage of current based relaying scheme is we cannot have the instantaneous values, the instantaneous operation throughout the entire line. So no instantaneous operation throughout the entire line, that is not possible. Use if I use overcurrent relays, the second is the coordination of overcurrent relays, that is very difficult if I use the interconnect system, and we have said that more than sufficient release like 10 release, 15 release, 20 release, then in coordination it is very difficult. And the third thing is the problem of transient overreach. So the overcurrent release all are affected by the phenomena known as the transient overreach. So it is the tendency of a relay to operate beyond its, the, the it is beyond the uh, the protection that is known. So this phenomena is of transient is in nature. It happens or occurs in the first few cycles, 3, 4, 5 cycles. That is why it is known as transient. So because of this reason, we have to use another type of philosophy, that is the distance relays. So we have pilot. If I use the pilot-based relaying scheme, then that needs communication channel. So that is very costly. So we have to use the distant relay scheme. So the distant relay are widely used. Over 63% of the total lines are protected by the distant relays. A main advantage of distant relay scheme is that it does not require any communication channel. So the same as we use the overcurrent relays, we can also utilize the distant relays. So here the value or threshold that is known as the set value. So set value is nothing but the value that is your k. Sometimes it is indicated by capital K. This is the set value. So k, we can call it as set value. That is nothing but the threshold value or the minimum value. So let us consider a line connected between bus A and B. So we have a two bus line is connected. The impedance of this line is, let's say, it is ZL, which is nothing but the impedance, the RL plus JXL. So this is the impedance of the line. So now the relay is located here. So this is your relay. Let us say R as I show in earlier case. So it receives input from CT secondary as well as PT secondary from the bus. Now this relay measures the impedance. So suppose if fault occurs somewhere here, so this value initially we set as this the set value that is indicated by the KS. So this is your threshold value. So whenever as fault occur on the left hand side of this value, that is threshold, and uh, let us say one example, say fault occurs somewhere here in F1. So relay measures the impedance, that is Z1 in this case, and it compared this Z1 with the set value of the impedance. If this value is less than the set value, then relay operates. If this value, so this in this case the relay operates, and if suppose if the fault occurs somewhere here at F2, then the measure impedance by the relay is Z2. So this Z2 is obviously greater than the set value of the impedance. So the relay does not operates. That means a relay blocks. So operation or blocking of the relay that is based on the set value of the impedance that is known as normally zone setting of the relay. This is known as zone setting of the relay. This is normally indicated by the K, usually in practical field. So we have K1, K2, and K3. So these three are the three zone setting of distant relay. One indicates the first zone, and second indicates the second zone. The third indicates the third zone of the relay. And sometimes it may possible that a fault occur on the reverse side of this relay. This relay are then measured impedance that is not positive. It is negative, usually falls in third quarter. So relay that is not going to measure the correct value, it measures negative impedance, and hence the relay does not operate. So if I just plot or represent this distance relay, the relay itself and the system along and the system along with this fault F1, F2, and F3. So, so the set value is nothing but the value that is your key. Sometimes it is indicated by the key. So key, we can call it the set value. This is nothing but the threshold value. So let us consider a line connected between bus A and bus B. So we have two buses where line is connected. The impedance of the relay is, let's say, it is ZL, which is nothing but the R plus J X M. So this is the impedance of the relay. Now the relay is located here. So this is your relay. Let's say R as I show in earlier case. So it receives input from the CTC country and as well as from the VTC country from the bus. Now this relay measures the impedance. So suppose if the fault occurs somewhere here, so this value initially we set as the set value that is indicated by the key S. So this is your threshold value. So whenever a fault occur on the left hand side of this value, that is the threshold. Anywhere, let's say one example, say fault occurs somewhere here at F1. So relay measures the impedance that is Z1 in this case, and it compares this Z1 with the set value of the impedance. If this value is less than the set value, then relay operates. If this value, so this will, and if suppose if fault occurs somewhere here at F2, then impedance, the measured impedance by the relay is Z2. So this Z2 is obviously greater than the set value of the impedance, so relay does not operate, rather it will blocks. So operation or blocking or the operation and blocking are relay based on the set value of the impedance. Okay, that is known as normally zone setting of the relay. This is known as the zone setting of the relay. This is normally indicated by the key usually in practical field. So we have K1, K2, and K3. So these are the three zone setting of the distance relay, one indicated by the zone 1, second zone, and third zone of the distance relay. And sometimes it may possible that a fault occur on the reverse side of this relay. This relay are then measured impedance that is not positive, it is negative. It actually falls in the third quadrant, so relay that is not going to measure the correct value, it measures the negative impedance and hence relay does not operate. Okay, so if I just plot or represent this relay, uh, the relay itself and the system along uh, with the default F1, F2, F3, then we can show it on the other diagram that is known as RX diagram. Okay, so the same way as I've told you here, I have shown this line with F1. We have F1 point and F2 point and F3 point. So if I just tell you that this is the key is, this is your key is, and the set value I have shown with some characteristic, right? This is the characteristic of the relay, and this type of characteristic is known as quadrilateral characteristics of the distance relays. So if anywhere, so this characteristic, if measured impedance of the relay is inside this area, then relay operates. So that means when the measured impedance is less than the Ks value, then the point falls inside the region and the relay will operate. And if reverse is the case, measured impedance is greater than the set value, then it will be outside this region, so the relay does not operate and the relay blocks the operation. Now, initially, when there is no fault in normal condition, then the point is located somewhere here. This is known as the load area. So the point that is anywhere located somewhere here, as you increase the loading on the line, this point will again shift from this point to come here forward. The load point will move, so you can increase the loading of the line. This point will shift from the origin point uh, to this region from this side. So we have to see that that is why you cannot overload the line beyond a certain limit. Otherwise, this point will enter in this region and relay may operate. So this is the important point. So whenever fault occurs, in case of fault somewhere in the point F1, then what will happen? Earlier, the point is somewhere here in this point during no load condition. So maybe pre-fault condition when some system is working normal condition. That is the point is